Made his way home, the intestinal ill feeling, the nervousness tickling his insides continued, as if the tired faces of the shish kebab sellers and art book hawkers of Lower Broadway, the honored citizens of the midsummer city, were assaying him with open disgust, as if the braggadocio of rap issuing out of boomboxes was actually as threatening as it sounded. What was it, this strange stirring? Back at her parents' house, Fran's bedroom was its usual mess of samizdat-like books published by failing presses, heaps of dirty underwear, here and there loose dots of birth control and anxiety medication, the big cat Kropotkin prowling about, tasting a little bit of everything, depositing tufts of gray-black fur on panties and literature alike. And the chill in the room, the mausoleum effect, the windows shut, curtains drawn, the air conditioner always on, a tiny desk lamp the only illumination. Here was the long winter of Oslo or Fairbanks or Murmansk. The New York summer had no business in this twilight place, this temple to Fran's strange ambitions, the desiccation of early 20th century literature and the education of one Warsaw Pact immigrant. His stomach growled once more. Another wave of nausea, and then he realized what it was, this rumbling in his gullet, this internal displacement. He had been unmasked. She knew everything, how much he needed her, wanted her, could never have her. All of it, the foreigner, the exchange student, the 1979 Soviet grain Jew poster boy, good enough for bed, but not for the organic toothbrush store. Toothbrush? Don't mind if I do. So that's how it was. She had humiliated him on the sly, while he, the diligent note-taker, had failed his mandate once again, and he had tried so hard this time, had gone to such lengths to please all of them, under the rubric, parents and daughter, how to love an American family. He was the dutiful son they never had, worshiping them, shadowing them, soaking them up through osmosis, and still coming up short. Why? How? Because he was all alone in this being Vladimir Gershkin business, this being neither here nor there, neither Leningrad nor Soho. Sure, his problems might seem minuscule to a contemporary statistician of race, class, and gender in America. And yes, people in this country suffered left and right, were marginalized and disenfranchised the moment they stepped out of the house for coffee and a donut. But at least they suffered as part of a unit. They were in this together. They were bound by ties Vladimir could barely comprehend. New Jersey Indians loading a giant toothbrush into a station wagon, Avenue B Dominicans playing stoop-side dominoes, even the native-born Judeo-Americans sharing easy laughs at the office. Where was Vladimir's social unit? He had no Russian friends. For all his years at the Emma Lazarus Immigrant Absorption Society, the Russian community was just a dark, perspiring mass that regularly washed up on his shore, complaining, threatening, cajoling, bribing him with bizarre lacquer tea sets and bottles of Soviet champagne. What could he do? Go to Brighton Beach and eat mutton plov with some off-the-boat Uzbeks? Arrange for a date with some Yelena Kupcharovskaya of Rego Park, Queens, soon to be graduate of the accounting department at Baruch College, a woman who, if she actually existed, would want to settle down at the fantastic age of 21 and bear him 2 children in quick succession. Oh, Volodya, my dream is for 1 boy and 1 girl. The only Russian worth noting was his new friend, the crazed invalid Mr. Rybakov. They would eat herring together and sing Odessa gangsta songs about a girl named Murka. Murka, oh my Murka, they would sing. Oh, my darling Murka. Hello, my Murka, and goodbye. You screwed up our romance, oh, my darling Murka. And for that, my Murka, you must die. По-русски? Петь? Murka, with an Odessa accent. Мурка, моя Мурка, Мурка дорогая, здравствуй, моя Мурка, и прощай. Ты зашухерила всю нашу малину, а за это пулю получай. Less for the Russian, more for the English. And what of his parents? Beyond the Maginot Line of the Westchester suburbs, were they faring any better? Dr. and Mrs. Gershkin had arrived in the States in their early 40s. Their lives had effectively been split into 2, leaving only fading memories of the sunny Yalta vacations, the homemade marzipan cookies and condensed milk, the tiny private parties at some artist's flat, suffused with moonshine vodka and whispered Brezhnev jokes. They had left their rarefied Petersburg friends, their few relatives, everyone they had ever known, traded their whole life in for a lifetime of solitary confinement in a Westchester mini mansion. There they were, driving down to Brighton Beach once a month to pick up contraband caviar and tangy kielbasa. All around them, the strange new Russians in cheap leather jackets, women wearing wedding cakes of perm blonde hair on their heads, an utterly alien race that just happened to cluck away in the mother tongue and, at least in theory, shared the Gershkin's religion. Were Vladimir and his parents Petersburg snobs? Perhaps. Bad Russians? Likely. Bad Jews? Most certainly. Normal Americans? Not even close.